This might be a hot take as a UGC creator, but if brands are constantly saying yes immediately to your rates when you're pitching, you are probably undercharging. And I feel like no one talks about this enough, but you should not be afraid to ask for more money. Like if brands are immediately saying yes to your rates with zero pushback anytime, that's usually a sign that you could have gone higher, which means you're leaving money on the table and having to do more jobs for less pay overall. And as creators, we want to work smarter, not harder, and make sure we're charging our worth. So let's talk about it. Now, I know as a creator, upping your rates or asking for more money can be a little bit scary, but when a brand is pitching to you, whether you're putting a number out first or they're putting a number out first, they are never usually going to offer you their max number in their budget, which makes sense to leave a little wiggle room, right? Because if they're throwing out a number, they don't want to max out their budget and then you're going to offer them something higher. And why would they offer their max budget in the first place? They're probably going to lowball you a little bit at first just to kind of put out feelers and see where you are at. And I don't think they're doing this to rip anyone off, but there is such a range in what creators charge because people have different experience, different follower counts, different just knowledge about pitching and what you should be charging. There's no one standard rate of this is how much one UGC video costs. So you as a creator have to figure out what is fair and worth it to you, but brands also have to feel out what they think you're worth and what they can get you to do for the least amount of money. Because at the end of the day, they're running a business and they want to be as profitable as possible, don't we all? So if you are constantly pitching and brands are always saying yes with no pushback, it probably means you could be charging more. So whenever I'm feeling like pretty good in my rates, I will usually start to play around when brands reach out to me and see if I can charge a little bit more and what that threshold is until I start getting pushback. If a brand wants to work with you, you don't really need to be afraid about asking for too much as long as it's within reason of your experience and follower count, because if they want to work with you, they're always going to counter. If they already took the time to source you and reach out to you as a creator, it shows that they want to work with you and they like your content. So as long as it's reasonable, they are going to be willing to negotiate. So please, I know it is scary, but do not be afraid to ask what you're worth. Most of the time they will counter, so I don't want you to think of it as like by throwing out a bigger number, you're going to lose that deal. It's just kind of opening up that conversation. You can also say something like, let me know if this aligns in your budget. I would really love to work with you, so open to hearing your ideas. And usually for me, if I pitch something to a brand, they'll say, we're looking for this number of videos, this usage, and they'll outline all of their deliverables with their price. And if my price is higher than what they want to pay, they'll say, hey, can we cut back on the usage? Can we just do one hook instead of 3? Can we remove the whitelisting aspect? If they really want to work with you, they are usually willing to negotiate and find an offer that aligns with you both. So what I like to do if I'm in a season where I am booked and busy and the jobs are flowing and I'm getting a lot of inbounds and I don't necessarily need every single job, that is usually when I will start to test the waters and see if I can up my rates. Now, when you do this, you might get some brands that say no, but that is okay. I have brands that reach out to me all the time that are super happy to work with my normal rates, and I have brands that like super lowball me, and those are the brands that I don't really want to be working with anyways. So when I am thinking about upping my rates, I'll usually just up it a little bit and keep it at a reasonable rate to where I could go back down to my normal rate if they do want to counter. But I'm not really willing to work with those brands that super lowball me anyway, so I don't really see those as missed opportunities if they say no in the end. I know it's scary to throw out those large numbers and risk brands saying no, but worst case, you're just going to lose out on a few campaigns that you probably wouldn't have wanted to take anyways. And best case, congratulations, you just raised your baseline rate, which means you are leveling up as a creator. You have to take less jobs in the month to make more money. You're getting your worth, you're being more efficient, and this is a business, so we need to treat it as such as well. Brands operate as a business, as they should, and you as a UGC creator should be doing the same. We are not here for free exposure. We are not here for free stuff. We are here to pay our bills and make this a serious business. And once you kind of just shift that mindset, everything changes, and I promise you it will work out for you in the end. So try this on your next pitch and let me know what happens. I know it can be a little scary, but it's totally worth it.